I'm starting.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys, back again. The Fantastic Four. We got Jose, we got Nick, we got Jeff. The Miami Dolphins, they won again, as even though they tried so damn hard to lose that game, so hard.
Yeah, they
Um,
did.
the
They
to me,
did.
the subject is holy crap, the Tua Tagovailoa suck. Oh my god, that game should have been 34-10 at the most.
Let's call it out. 12 for 23, 157 yards, one interception, four sacks.
Yeah.
One of the
And
lowest quarterback ratings of the season for any quarterback, really.
and all four of those sacks was him just like
Holding on to the ball.
holding on to the ball and not making a decision, being because he's so afraid to throw an interception now because that's all. Even though he did still throw one, and he should have probably had two more. It's just the Saints are a terrible team. I'm
They're just a
watching that
bad
team.
team.
They're bad. They are real. I would say they're probably the worst team in the NFL right now. I don't know how they have two wins.
It seemed like both teams at the end were like, no, you win it. I don't want to win it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you win it. I don't want to win it. You win it. Why should I win it when you can win it?
The biggest play of the game, I'm going to go straight to Nick as he zooms in. Special teams. What were they thinking on an onside kick? What
Oh,
were they
tell the
thinking
real
running
story.
out
Tell the
there?
real story, Nick.
Everybody knows the ball has to go 10 yards. You don't go across the 10 yards and try to block somebody.
Just just for context, I'm sitting there with my friend after all that happened. We ran the 2-point conversion back, and I said they're going to get this onside kick. I guarantee it. And sure enough, we shit the bed and give them the ball back. And I'm like, it's a 1 in what, 13 chance? And I'm like, this is the one.
There is a 6% of onside kicks have been recovered by the kicking team this year in the NFL. They said that stat. The Saints kicked the onside kick, and I knew right then they're going to get the damn ball. The Dolphins going to do something stupid and get the damn ball, and they're going to give them the damn ball.
Let's think about this though. If he doesn't take that 2-point conversion to the house, we probably lose that game.
Yep.
They kick a field goal, take the lead, and then what?
Mm-hmm.
We have
Then we got
less than a
Tua,
minute.
12 and 23, 157 yards, four
Yeah.
sack, an interception on,
Well,
on the final drive.
I kind of look at it a little differently. I look
Of
at
course
it
you
as
do.
Tua played extremely bad. I mean, just awful. He was just, I mean, as bad as you can play at the quarterback position. And we still won the game. So that tells me that we have a good team. If we just had a quarterback, we could go to the Super Bowl. I mean, how does a quarterback play that badly and still win the game? That means the rest of the team is pretty damn good.
When you have a
He,
quarterback that's bad and still win the games because you're playing the Saints.
he
Well,
couldn't hit the
Okay,
well, I
ball.
mean,
if you're
hey,
playing the Bills, if you're playing the Patriots, if you're playing Pittsburgh or whatever, the Dolphins get blown out in this game.
but it's a huge sign in that coach has lost confidence in Tua to only have 23 dropbacks during the game, and we still win, and we have 1,000 yard rusher now. So really, this offense goes through Achan, and if he's not on, nobody's on. And we have reinvented ourselves in spite of Tua, and I think that bodes well for the coach because he's still pulling wins out, and he had to reinvent the whole offense, and now he's running it with consistency. And the offensive line has come together, and that the center is outstanding. And when we get that sixth guy in there, I mean, we're running the ball. I mean, we're a running team, and it's been a long time since we could say we have 1,000 yard rusher. I mean, how many 1,000 yard rushers in the history of Miami? There's not that many. Uh,
Nine.
yeah, and now he's part of that family. So I don't know. Hats off to coach.
Well, the
Yeah.
Tua didn't have to throw more than 23 passes because they were running the ball so much. It,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why when you're got us, they had 164 total yards in rushing. 23 passes about what you want to throw. When you're getting that kind of running game, you don't want your quarterback to throw more than 23 passes in a game.
Yeah. And he hit some really good passes too. I mean, some of those were timely and key, and he hit some big, big play. He's just, I wish he needs to settle into that role.
What was it when it was third and goal, and he literally had a halfback screen. The guy was 6 yards away from him. Nobody in between him and I think it was Achan. Nobody between him and the receiver, and he missed him. He did that a
lot.
Okay, and he missed him by a lot.
And Tua doesn't miss, right? I mean, little plays, little throws like that, Tua's deadly.
And there was another one on third and goal, and he had a guy wide open, and he totally the guy was wide open. I mean, literally, just like
something's up. But something's up. Yeah. It's the knee. It's a hip. Something's. It's maybe it's mental. I don't know, but something's wrong with Tua.
We won that game.
They're probably hiding it.
We won that game, but that offense was, as we just said, horrendous in passing the ball. We ran the ball phenomenal, but we should have had far more than one touchdown in that first half. We should have scored. We should have had like a 24-point lead in the first half alone.
Yeah.
The drives just kept collapsing as we got closer and closer, and we had to settle for the field goals. Mm-hmm. And then right before halftime, whatever that nonsense was that went on when there was 35 seconds left, and we're taking our time to get up to the line of scrimmage to run a play. And then did we get a field goal on that final play?
Yeah, we got a field goal
before half.
Yeah.
But we could have made a push for the end zone.
Time to take a couple shots at the end zone or get closer at least.
But they decided, nope, Tua, we can't take the chance with Tua throwing an interception or doing something stupid out there. Let's just lock the clock and let him score. Let's get the 3 points.
No. Can't do that.
And that's what happened.
This is my whole thing, what scenario, my conspiracy theory thing is going on right now. They got that huge contract with Tua. Okay, they know Tua is not the future, but they got that huge contract. They got to be able to sell Tua to some team, at least partly, to take up some of that salary or something. If you bench Tua right now, nobody's going to give you a dime for this guy. So I think the Dolphins just going, let's put him out there. Let's hope he gets hot a game or two. Then we'll pull him and put him on the market for next year. Because if Tua wasn't making all those millions, I can't believe they wouldn't have benched him and put in Zach Wilson last Sunday.
If he can just finish some drives, you don't have to finish every drive. If you finish some drives, we can win with ease. The defense is finally clicking, and on that, we need to start. We need to lock these guys up long term. Dodson needs to stick around. Brooks needs to stick around. The core of this defense needs to stay here because they have chemistry.
Man, the defense is playing good.
You can't replace the chemistry that they have by going and saying, oh, let's get this star player. You don't need a star player when the guys can work together as a team.
They're keeping us in the game.
Yeah. Build on what we need, and we need to help ourselves at the defensive back position. Maybe you go get another lineman, whatever you got to do there. But our secondary will need help.
And then when they had that play where, Fitzpatrick makes the interception, Dotson calls that play.
Yeah.
The headsets went bad. It's like, hey, what's going on there? Dotson calls a play. Boom, interception for a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying.
2 points.
He may not be the best linebacker.
My unnamed source says that the headphones have a time limit. In other words, you have a time limit for when you can communicate with your players, and then when that time runs out, it's cut off.
That's kind of
how it works. So they think what happened was they took too much time to call the play in, and the headphones shut off. Because from what I understand, there was no malfunction with the headphones.
Okay.
They were working perfectly.
All right. Jeff got the whole story. Look, that's an exclusive right here. Fintastic4.
The headphones were working, but they do work under a time limit.
Little insider information.
Yeah, I thought that as soon that they go dead, as soon as somebody hits a button, as soon as the ball snapped, the headphones go dead.
Yeah. I thought it was like 20 or 25 seconds on the play clock and the coaches are cut out.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
cut the
That makes
coaches
sense.
out right before the play starts or something.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't.
there is a time limit for how long they can communicate.
And that makes sense.
It makes sense. You don't want a coach going, "Hey, you got a guy open on the left there," and a
Can-
spot or
Right.
something.
Hollering
we
at the
get-
quarterback, your blind side,
Yeah.
Can we get Dean Blandino in here to explain this?
So then Dotson and company are waiting for a play to come in and they didn't get it and they had to call their own play
They only got half.
because that's what happened.
Yeah, and he called the right play, fortunately.
Yeah, he put the guy in the right spot. They all
That's what you're talking about, how good the defense is, and I agree the defense has come a long way. They've
Yes, they
managed
have.
to shut that screen door on the submarine there and hold out some water. But the problem is now the defensive coordinator, what's his name, Weaver, he's going to be gone. He's going to be a head coach somewhere next year, and then we're going to have to start over with a new defensive coordinator.
He'll be back.
That's
Thanks,
life.
Jeff.
That's life in the NFL.
Thanks,
No,
Jeff.
if this defense keeps playing the way it's playing, he's going to be in line for a head coaching job. Maybe not the beginning of the season, but now that they're playing lights out, there's going to be teams looking at him. I think he's going to be a head coach somewhere next year.
Well, the only way they can get him is the only way they can poach him is in the offseason. During the season, you can't touch another team's coach. Yeah, that's like sacrilege. You'll get penalized really bad if you even talk to another team's coach.
You need special permission.
You have to ask for permission, and then it has to be a step up.
Yeah. No, I can't see that happening, especially not in the middle. Usually, it's like we'll talk to you during the playoffs or something.
Well, that's what I meant. That after the season's over and we think we have this great defense, and then all of a sudden our defensive coordinator is gone, and he's probably going to take some players with him.
But
that's how they do it.
But then you get a guy that has the same style and whatever formation and scheme as this guy, and you can keep your core unit in place. Even some of these DBs can stick around. Honestly, you can bring back a guy like Jack Jones. I mean, he gives you a lot of good plays. You just have to build on these guys. We need the future.
Agreed.
Yeah, good defense, but man, that offense, I can't. Even if Tua was to improve, he's not going to get you far. There's no way I could see Tua getting all of a sudden,
Well, I see it differently. I see that as the offense itself was playing very well, even on passing plays. Receivers were getting open. It was just Tua was missing them. I mean, there's that one play I remember Waller. He was wide open in the flat. If Tua would have hit him in stride, it would have been 6 points right there. He literally had to stop, turn around.
Yeah.
He even mentioned it in the game in an interview that he had to make decisions on the fly. That they're saying, "How was your game back?" He's like, "Well, I had to make a lot of adjustments."
That's
like in the middle of the play adjustments.
The running game is great. We love the running game and everything, but let's face it, this is a pass-oriented league. If you cannot throw the ball, if you cannot push the ball downfield through the air, you're not going anywhere.
No, they'll put enough people up front. Eventually, they'll get you 3 and out.
The Saints go, okay, they're going to run the ball. And the first couple of series, the Dolphins ran the ball, but then the Saints going, well, this guy can't throw worth shit. We're going to push up against the run. And then they didn't run. The Dolphins didn't run as well in the second half because they knew Tua wasn't going to hurt them. And we're talking about the Saints, guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
this is a bad
any
team.
given Sunday. Any given Sunday, they're the worst.
Any given Sunday, yeah. And say what you want, but
they almost beat us. I mean, they could have beat us.
And next week they play the Jets, and the Jets, their offense sucks, but their defense is pretty good in New York.
It seems like we play down to our opponent.
Yeah.
No matter how much better we are, we play down to them.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that for years and years, 20-something years. We play to the level of your opponent.
It's so frustrating. Like I'm grateful that we won, but I feel like we work so hard as the 12th man out there. I don't know. Everybody's yelling, everyone's screaming. We're trying to do what we can, but we just can't get one game where they give us a day off at the end. We've got to go down to the wire, the final 2 minutes, last 30 seconds, not even overthrown, a pass that goes off the hands of Olave in the side of the end zone that bails us out there with 40 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
I was,
Yeah.
You must have had a heart attack. I
yeah.
had a heart attack.
There's a clip.
And I think he made that
speeding.
same catch like a week or two before
Yeah.
the win.
He doesn't miss those often.
Yeah. We got lucky.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time the Dolphins won a game where it's like by halfway through the third quarter, you can go, okay, this is over.
I'm going to go get some popcorn. I'll be right back.
Even against the Bills, which was kind of a blowout, you were still like, hey, it's the Bills. Let's.
We did that against Denver when we scored 70 points. By the end of the first half, we were like, yeah.
How many years ago was that?
We shot our load.
How many years ago was that?
2, 3?
2. Yeah, 3, I guess.
2, 3.
And if this team had Tyreek Hill and Darren Waller this entire time, we would be talking differently about our passing game.
Yeah.
It's also that we have Waddle and basically nobody else, so they just double team Waddle on every play, and then that shuts Tua down because he can only see
first part
Waddle.
of this? Did you actually pay attention to the first part of the season when they
Well,
had
see,
Tyreek Hill?
I go in there extremely drunk, so I wake up about halftime and say, "Whoa, there's a football game going on here." Who knew?
Even when the Dolphins had Tyreek Hill, the passing game was pretty bad. And when you're talking, they're averaging 8-yard passes to Tyreek Hill at the beginning of the season. I'm like, something's wrong here. Something's really wrong. Okay.
Something's wrong. Something's different.
It's the defense is great. I mean, I think they're right now since November, they're the second best defense in the NFL, probably.
Well, and the offense can turn it around like that too. Just because if you remember those first few games, the defense was just horrendous. Mm-hmm. They couldn't stop anybody. That's why I came up with the screen door on a submarine line there, because that's basically what it was. They were just, they were just wide open. You could just do anything to them, and now all of a sudden, we've got like a leading tackler in the NFL, and we're real stingy on run defense. So, hey, the offense can also turn it around.
Hey, you don't want to see that. I mean, honestly, you don't want to see that in the playoffs. You do not want to face a team that can stop the run and generate a run. You don't want to see that. If they can get into the playoffs, that's championship football.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
It's anybody's ball game, baby.
You can't get to the playoffs. You quarterback can't.
The problem is I think we have to beat the Patriots to get to the playoffs.
I think we have to beat the Jets first before we worry about beating anybody else. Let's beat
I think the Patriots are in line there, buddy, and I think that's a little bit different story.
The Dolphins pretty much have to win out and get
help.
They
have to.
Yeah,
they have to win out
one game
and a little help. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got games in New England a winner. They got a game in Pittsburgh in the winter. Heck, even this weekend they got a game in New York, and it's going to be in the 30s.
And the Patriots got Josh McDaniels again, so they're cheating.
Yeah, but Drake May might not play in that. They may be the number 1 seed locked up at that point.
Yeah, of course. They're right. All this Josh McDaniel comes back, all of a sudden they're awesome again. But
oh no! But this weekend is our Super Bowl, guys. I'm sorry, but they got to beat the Jets. They have to beat the Jets.
I don't even, like, somebody asked me at the tailgate, who are we playing after the Saints? And I said, I have no idea. I'm focused on the Saints. It doesn't matter who we play after the Saints if we don't beat the Saints.
We're 0-0 right now, baby. 0-0. That's it.
So now we have to beat the Jets. It doesn't matter who we're playing after the Jets. If we don't beat the Jets, that doesn't matter.
After that game, we got to be 1-0.
It's Pittsburgh.
Hey, they beat the Falcons last week, which really isn't saying much. But
we beat the Falcons.
They're
good.
What? What you want?
The Jets got a no, actually, they were pretty terrible on defense last weekend. They gave up 389 total yards.
There you go.
But they've won 3 games, so. But like Jeff, as you said, any given Sunday.
Yeah, and they can't get overconfident. So you get on a 3-game winning streak, and all of a sudden you think, oh, we're going to go play the Jets, and they suck. We got this. No, you got to play even harder than you played last week because you made a whole lot of mistakes, and we almost lost that game. They got to keep their head in this deal. They can't get overconfident. They can't get cocky. They got to be humble. They got to stay focused.
They got to worry. Who's this guy?
How about Zeke Biggers? Can we talk about that? He battled through a double team to get that sack.
How many sacks did the Dolphins get? 2, right?
4, 3.
Well, the Dolphins gave up 4.
Man. Yeah, we had a lot.
4.
We didn't have a lot.
We got 4.
Did we get 4?
Yep.
Let me check.
If we didn't get a lot, we got a lot of pressures because we were all over that quarterback.
Yeah, he was running for his life almost every play.
We were all over that quarterback. I don't care what we were. That
4-4.
That front 4 was generating a ton of pressure and not giving him a lane. The only time he broke out, he scored that touchdown. The rest of the time we contained him pretty good, and he was getting how do you say it? A lot of pressure.
Chubb.
It was not because it was, and he almost made it his day.
Chubb, Chop, and Judon, they set the edge pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The one other good thing about the game last week is only 3 penalties against the Dolphins, which
is good. Clean football.
Is an improvement compared to a lot of other games.
And that's a credit to the coach. I mean, we've won the last 5 out of 6 games or something. I mean, you take a team that's, lost 7 games and everybody says is out of the playoffs, and he finds a way to motivate this team to come out and win games. And now he has the ultimate motivation because he can tell them, listen, you guys, you win this game, we're still alive. The playoffs are not out of reach. Other teams are falling to us. We're climbing, other teams are falling.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping the Patriots would lose last night, and then we could, start inching closer there.
Yeah, that's gone. They're too far.
I already said what I said.
The division, forget the division. No, if the Dolphins, like I said, they have to win out. Other teams got to lose, and they might come in as the final seed and have to go someplace frozen and
well, I saw a projection like ESPN or one of those where they were projecting the playoffs, and they had the Dolphins as a 7th seed.
Our way in is either the Bills collapse or the Chargers collapse. The Chargers.
And if it happens, the Bills are already collapsing. I don't know what's going on with Josh Allen, but he's been sucking up to places like Tua. All of a sudden, he's forgot how to play football.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are just. They had their window of opportunity the last 3 years, and they lost it. And now their team's getting older, and they're being figured out. Usually NFL, it's like the Chiefs. The Chiefs were great for 3 or 4 years, and they got pretty much the same team. But after a while, people figure them out, and they just get older.
But they at least got some Super Bowls in there.
Yeah, they got it. I mean, it's
when
like
that window opens, you got to get in there and win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can't let my homie keep getting in there. I mean, you gotta stop that.
Look at the Bills in the 80s. They were a great team. They were one of the greatest teams ever. Every time they got to the Super Bowl, though, they just weren't the best team that day.
90s, you meant to say.
90s now. So
back in the 90s.
All right, the Jets. They're quarterbacked by a guy who's named after a car part.
What's that name?
Tyrod.
Wait. Is Tyrod actually?
Yeah.
He played against the Falcons.
They had bench Fields.
But he played for us, didn't he?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
All right.
But
I'm thinking of somebody else.
There's been a lot of quarterbacks. I know it's tough to keep up with.
Yeah. They're not a good team. On paper, the Dolphins should win that game, no problem.
Well, we have their old quarterback, so he can give us some insight a little bit into their game plan, into how their defense plays and things like that. So hopefully that'll help.
Different coaching staff.
Different coaching staff, everything.
Yeah, but it's the same, basically the same players. So he knows the strengths and weaknesses of the players. You know,
2 years. He left 2 years ago. So
I'll be Zach. All right, Mike. This organization sucks. They've sucked for 2 decades. The only thing good they had was Mark Sanchez, and they let it go. And it's all been downhill.
He was going to say, this is the guy you attack. This guy has trouble covering such and such a route or this and that, and then that's where you attack them. That's where these guys help.
We got to
their
stop
best defensive players for draft picks.
So we got to stop Breece Hall, their running back, which is he's closing in on 1,000 yards. So if we can stop him, then if you see their running game struggling, it's going to be a good game for Miami and a long day for the Jets.
It's going to be a slugfest because I think both teams are just going to try to run the ball because neither one of them have a quarterback who can.
I guess it's too early for this weather forecast. You said it's going to be in the 30s, but we could have some precipitation.
It could change by then, but it looks like 20s at night, 30s during the day. And it's not going to be that cold.
I can report from the north, it will be cold.
The Canes just beat the shit out of Pitt.
Yeah.
Winter is upon
in
us.
32-degree weather, so let's go.
A big trivia question for you. Name a team in the AFC who's never won their division, ever.
In the AFC?
Yeah.
The Colts?
No, they've won the AFC before their division before.
The AFC is the
Jets.
No, the Browns have won it.
Who said the Jets?
The Jets.
The Jets have never won the AFC East. They were in the AFL when they won their Super Bowl.
Okay.
That was in 69, and then the merger was in 70. Since 1970, they've never even won their division.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll just say the Jets. I'll believe it.
Yep. They've never even been to the Super Bowl since the merger, obviously.
They did play both AFC championships on the road.
Yep. They played against, Miami and then someplace else.
I know they played Pittsburgh for one. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Had to witness them lose firsthand.
And then we had the Mud Bowl here in Miami where Shula never cheats.
Well, hey, you don't have to cover the field.
He just takes advantages of loopholes in the rules.
It didn't say you had to cover the field.
It didn't say you were allowed to hose it down too the night before.
Hey, grass is a living thing. You need to water it.
New England had the snowplow game where they brought the snowplow out. Talk about somebody who was mad. Shula was fit to be tied. You could see steam coming out his ears.
All right, guys, predictions. This is obviously a must-win for the Dolphins. I'm not even sure, but I think the Jets are still technically eligible to make the playoffs mathematically. Predictions, Nick. Score. What do you think it's going to be?
Me? All right. Tua will eclipse 200 passing yards.
Oh, boy.
Win the game.
Well, Sauce ain't there.
27-17.
27-17. All right. Heffany.
Oh, I'm going to say it's going to be, like you said, a hard-fought running game. Going to be low scoring. I'm going to say 15-12.
I'm not watching the game.
Dolphins.
Wow, 15-12. That is a low-scoring game in the NFL.
I will turn it off.
Josie, you pussycat, let's hear it.
I'm going to go 31.
Ooh.
14. Miami wins.
I'll watch
that.
I'm going 27-24 with the Jets marching because somebody in Miami messed up and gave them the ball back. The Jets marching, but the Dolphin defense rise the occasion and stopping them around midfield. All right, it's going to be a close game.
All right,
edge
of my seat kind of game.
Yep, edge of your. No, it's going to be like, holy crap, I can't believe this is happening game.
I'll be dancing in the kitchen again.
Hey, so we got like 3 minutes left. Can we have a PS on this broadcast or this podcast?
Okay, go ahead.
I'd just like to say that the ACC
Wait a minute.
abomination to college football to allow Duke, a 7-5 team, to eclipse a 10-2 team with the same conference record and bump them from the championship game is an abomination to college football. I would pull out of that ACC conference and that league so fast, I'd bring FSU with me and leave them in the dust. They suck. Thank you.
How do you really feel, Jose?
Jesus.
My counterpoint is that the Canes should not have lost 2 games.
Doesn't matter. Trust your eyes. Remember when it wasn't Alabama? Alabama didn't have the numbers.
Oh, look at the Duke guy here.
Trust your eyes, man. You gotta trust your eyes on this. Now,
hey, Mayonnaise University.
Shit. Where's my I am so upset. You should be ashamed of yourself. 7-5. You lost to who? Tell me all the teams that you lost to. Like Duke? Illinois State High.
Illinois State High.
Like
Illinois high school teams.
Like
the Sisters of Mercy School for the Blind.
UNC, Charlottesville.
Played a D3 team.
The Mountaineers.
Mountain State University.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And who did Notre Dame lose to?
I mean, they lost to Miami and Texas A&M. And then they set up themselves a nice little powder puff.
Yeah.
Just like every independent, right? And they get better and better at the end of the year. And it's like, trust your eyes, man. Trust your eyes.
I think the ACC is a good conference. I think a lot of those teams beat the crap out of themselves.
They just made themselves
more
a
balanced,
very tiny conference, right? They made themselves a very tiny conference at this point.
We need to get back to being just Miami and Clemson. And
if Duke wins, they're not getting invited to the college football.
No.
Playoff. They will not get to the college.
They did that to FSU.
They just did it to FSU 2 years ago, right? They were like, they're not really that good.
Whoever wins that championship game, the ACC is not going to the playoff game. Not going to the playoffs.
They shouldn't call it a playoff.
Virginia's like 10-2.
Yeah. It should be the National College Invitational. It shouldn't be called a playoff series.
I want to get rid of the entire. I liked it before because everybody just bitched and moaned all off season. I should have been number 1. We should have been number 1. Let the polls handle it. And that's it.